Hey everyone, Anders here with a video on the upcoming changes to Wukong and the other updates that we will be getting next week in Black Desert. Wukong, this patch received mostly animation and camera rotation improvements. You can now more freely move your camera with the C, Shift E, space, Shift LMB, and its LMB flow, as well as WRMB skills. This will make it less clunky for some grind spots, not entirely going to translate to better efficiency, but it will improve your grind somewhat. They also removed collision from WC, Shift LMB, and its flow, and WRMB. These changes are one of those you need to experience on live servers as you grind to really appreciate the improvement in PvE. Fighting Buddha was also buffed. We now consume less dough energy when we use our enhanced skills. This means less energy management, less stressing out about your gourd skill not hitting a monster because you were camera locked or the monsters had already been wiped. It's a good change. They fixed both of these issues I had with that skill in this patch, so I'm happy with that. Buddha's Finger, which was our RMB flow when airborne, even though the tooltip here doesn't reflect it, it does now use the LMB input instead of RMB, and the cooldown was reduced from 7 seconds to 5 seconds. This means the add-ons for this skill are also reduced in the tier they are from 2 to 1, but that's not really a big deal. Overall, it's a good change that allows you to use the skill more often. WC was a movement skill that allowed you to launch yourself forward even from higher areas, but the falling animation would proc too much even in the places that weren't that high. This change makes it so you can use it from a higher elevation without getting the falling animation, though I found the limit to be pretty restrictive still in most cases on test server. We'll see on live. Our gourd skill or C HP recovery on hit effect was nerfed from 400 to 200 per hit. Not a huge difference since they went ahead and added a 100 HP recovery on hit effect on our Shift F skill. This skill has a large circular AoE around you, so in PvE you'll likely see an improvement in your HP sustain compared to before. Lastly, they fixed some animation bugs and movement inconsistencies with Wukong, as well as added the attack and cast speed debuff effect to the Shift RMB skill tooltip. This effect was always in place. Even in pre-testing, they just forgot to include it in the tooltip. It's a 15% attack and cast speed debuff for 5 seconds. These may not be super flashy changes for Wukong, but remember, it's still early days for the class. I'd rather them fix the clunkiness of some skills before pushing damage too quickly. Skills like Shift E, for example, are honestly useless for the most part. I'd like for them to change it slightly while keeping the whimsical nature of that ability. Something maybe like a reverse Nimbus that has you move straight back from use. That might work. This would give you, as Wukong, a way to engage from afar, deal some damage, and then you have an actual way to get out of that engagement instead of committing 100%. It would also make it somewhat useful in PvE if it remains iframe in PvE. But right now, that skill in particular, the Shift E skill, is just way too clunky even with today's changes. Apart from the Wukong patch, we also have some major updates affecting all classes. First, we're getting a free inverted Garmoth's Heart to coincide with the release of the Fiery Main Hand reform. You will get this through a challenge reward. You're going to need to be level 61 and have 200 playtime hours logged to be able to claim this reward. Garmoth's Heart drops in general have also been boosted, and the amount of players who can obtain it per boss has also increased. You can also now use Garmoth's Heart on your main hand weapon, which is the big update here. This effect will boost your sheet AP by 3 and additionally give you 50 accuracy on top of that. Sovereign weapons are also getting a buff to their sheet AP. Pen Sovereign now has 1 additional AP, Hex now has 2, and Sept has 3 additional compared to what is currently on live servers. They have also introduced scaling monster AP when your sheet AP is above 310. When this update goes live and say you have 330 sheet AP, your monster AP bonus from this change would be 20 AP, 330 minus 310 times 8, which would be 160 monster AP bonus just from that update and having 330 sheet AP. Kudum, Nuver, and Blackstar sub-weapons are also getting buffed alongside that patch. Pen Kudum and Pen Blackstar offhands will have an additional 104 monster AP. Both Kudum and Nuver will also have 4 sheet AP increase, 12 accuracy added, and 6 more sheet DP with additional splits in hidden evasion and hidden DR. These particular changes to offhands and the sheet AP to monster AP bonus seem to be coming alongside the Edania patch next month, according to the notes in Global Labs drops today. I could be mistaken, but it seems to me like they're just giving us a preview and changes could still be made to those numbers. The reason we're getting an increase in power levels seems to be in anticipation for the combat system changes, as well as the new monster AP cap system that they're adding to the game. This is different from the current soft cap AP threshold we have, where AP above that threshold works at reduced efficiency. I'll go over the new approach they have once they implement it on global labs, so we have more data to work with and less speculation as to how things will actually work with all of these damage increases that we're getting. Overall, what this really means for you, next week, if you have a sovereign weapon at 10 or more, you're getting some free sheet AP. For other updates, we have Klaus's Old Moon Seed pouch added to the game. You will need to be skilled 1 or higher in farming to auto-complete this quest from the Black Spirit, and this pouch will work like an extra inventory bag of 50 slots exclusively for your seeds in the farming life skill. This can only be obtained once per account. Black Spirit energy buff has also been improved to have a life XP buff added to the options, and the requirements are now just level 35, allowing you to use this life XP buff even on life skiller alts that remain level 49 to avoid PvP. For Atoraxxion, the dagger that you get from defeating bosses is now a straight drop from the boss itself. And lastly, you can now use alt energy for worker hiring and also the night vendor shop. Those are all the updates we should be getting next week, except the monster AP bonuses. Those will be coming next month. If anything changes, I'll update the pinned comment. Otherwise, expect Wukong grind videos later on the channel. Any grind videos that get uploaded before the Wukong changes next week, I'll go back to and test quickly to see if there are any significant changes to our efficiency, and if there's anything to report, I'll upload a new video or add a comment under the old ones letting you know the latest information. As always, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.